So we're getting 3 character resets tomorrow, and this is really huge, as with these character resets you can quite frankly unbrick your account. So it's important you guys don't waste this resource. So in this video I'll be telling you 3 different scenarios to know if you need to reset your character. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so the first situation to know if you need to reset your character is if you got way too excited. Now, I don't mean Diddy parties with the baby oil and slip and slide type of excited. I'm talking about you got way too ahead of yourself and you got a character early on and you just went and max leveled their skills, right? So this is what I did with Messiah, right? I'm a big Messiah fan, but when I pulled him, I went ahead and maxed out his skill 3. Now, Messiah is a good unit for PvE, right? And PvP most especially, but he's only good in PvE. He's not the best in slot for example, for the module dungeons. Like, for example, Real Mocha is the best in slot for Doki Doki. Messiah, to get the same out of Real Mocha, with Messiah, I have to max out his skill 3, max out his skill 2, you know, give him perfect gear. Like, he has to be really like perfect to do what Real Mocha can do on Doki Doki. So I am going to be removing all these perfect lattices that I have in him. So he's going to be the first unit that I'm going to be resetting. I'm going to invest this perfect lattice into other units like Real Mocha or the other units we'll talk about later on in this video. So yeah, and Messiah is really good, but only for PvP, and I'm not really looking to grind PvP right now. I'm gonna wait till the end of the month, preferably, before I decide to dig my teeth into PvP. So Messiah is gonna get reset, and he's getting reset. That's not mean I'm gonna abandon him completely. I'm gonna rebuild him eventually, maybe a week or 2 from now, when I have more resources. But yeah, that's the first scenario. So the second situation to know that you need to reset your character is if you need more mileage. Now you're like, yo, what do you mean by mileage? Well, mileage in the sense of how much are you getting out of that character, and do you have another character that you can get more out of? So I'm in this situation as well. So another character I'll be resetting is Leanne, because Leanne's great for Teramaton and she's a good niche character. But when you get to mid to late game, and you get access to more characters, like for example, where's she at? For example, Shadow Sanya. I'm gonna be resetting my Leanne for Shadow Sanya. Now you're probably thinking, yo, THEONE, why are you doing that? What about, I thought she got nerfed. Well, what the thing is though, with Shadow Sanya, the Aurora boss got buffed to now they're immune. However, everywhere else, PvE wise, Shadow Sanya demolishes. She absolutely demolishes. And shout out to Scion Storm, because I watched one of his videos when he was telling people to calm down regarding the nerfs or the buffs or the fixes or whatever, and that he said that Shadow Sanya is actually still doing her thing. She's still demolishing PvE content, and the patch update that we got that made Aurora immune to dot damage was actually quite needed, because Shadow Sanya literally destroys every single PvE stage. Anti-sync, the shell bosses, some boss stages are quite impossible unless you have a Shadow Sanya, right? So she's really good for PvE. So I'm going to be resetting my Leanne to invest it into Shadow Sanya, and I can get a dot team going, and this is going to help me for Teramaton, but most especially for anti-sync and for the shell, for my shell farming. And she's really good, guys. She's really good. So that's just a situation, because it makes sense to reset a character that you're no longer getting that usage or mileage, right? And so the final situation that you might want to consider resetting your character is if you left the character in the Forgotten Land. What do I mean by Forgotten Land? Well, if we're building a character halfway and then you said, hey, I'm gonna come back and finish building them later, but you never came back to them, you never used them, you never had a need to use them, but you invested lattice into them, you invested books into them, you even started them up, and it's like, what's the point in even having this character in my account just sitting there? So that's another scenario that you might want to consider resetting your characters for. So with that being said, it all ultimately comes down to how your account is looking like, right? try and hyper focus certain PvE modes that you're struggling in, because you guys heard me and Sean B say it. Focus on the PvE, because the PvE is the building blocks that will take you to success in PvP. You can't do good in PvP if your PvE is struggling. So hyper focus on the specific dungeons that you're struggling in, and invest into those characters, right? So like another thing, like I mentioned Messiah earlier, like some of the perfect lattice I'm going to get back from Messiah, I'm going to put that into Remocha, so my Remocha can clear better, right? I'm going to put it into a skill 3, and some of that I'm also going to put into Shadow Sanya's skill 1, for instance. So like hyper focus these modes so you're able to do better, right? Don't spread yourself too thin. That's another thing, because you are meant to have around 15 characters built to end game, but you don't want to spread yourself too thin and have too many characters built, and you don't also want a situation to where you're just investing your lattice into random characters that you're not using. If you're investing lattice into units, make sure that you're getting your usage, your utility, your mileage out of these characters. So with that being said, I hope I helped you out and gave you some perspective, and you have a better idea on how you're going to use your reset and make it count. So if this video helped you out, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with the notifications turned on so you never miss a video. And with that, take care and peace, guys.